Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dave here with Go Gamers, and today we're going to be looking at this PlayStation 4 game consoles that's having insert and eject issues. So let's go over to the upper cam and see what we can do to be able to get this fixed. All right, guys, so as you can see, we have a PS4 game console that a customer brought to one of our store locations. And with this PS4 game console, they're expressing that they're having insert and eject issues. Let me actually turn on this camera. And there's a couple different issues that can really occur when it comes to the Blu-rays having a hard time at taking in this or ejecting this. This issue, I already have a good idea of what it is because I tested it out for myself and I actually got this disc out, as you guys can see. Wow, it's a copy of Fortnite, even though you can download it for free. Interesting. So I was able to get the disc out, but it took like 10 to 15 presses before it slowly ejected the disc. So if that's the issues that you're having, where it's slowly taking in the disc or slowly ejected the disc, regardless of what PlayStation 4 game console you may have, the fix that I'm getting ready to show you should be a fix that should be able to get your console up and going if it's slowly ejected or slowly being able to take in that disc. Now, if it's not inserting or ejected the disc at all, that might be a totally different issue, and you might want to watch another one of my videos. If you click on my channel and then go to my playlist, click on PS4 repairs, you should be able to find out what issue you may be experiencing with your PlayStation 4. But right now we're going to be focusing on the rollers. Now, this particular PS4 actually has a couple different issues that I have to repair. This actually has an overheating issue where I'm going to have to just put new thermal compound on it, which I'll do first. And then after that, I'm going to go straight into showing you guys how to be able to do that Blu-ray. So let's get it done. So we got the Blu-ray drilled out. Set this screw off to the side. And let's give these rollers a check. So we got that off it. Here are your two rollers. Here are your two rollers. And here's the middle piece that holds your roller. Obviously, here is your spindle with your motor underneath. Here is your Blu-ray laser. This right here kicks in the drive, kicks it out. So this is how you will be able to manually. So in this position right here, it's as if no disc is inside of it. When it's in this position, it will think that's a disc inside of it. And these up here are your sensors. So when these are triggered, when these are pressed, it will trigger the motor, which will spin these spindles. And as you can see, these spindles are pretty dirty. Now, there's a couple different things that can happen. Sometimes these rollers would be messed up to the point where you would have to replace them. But to be quite honest, most of the time I can usually just work with these same rollers. And here's how we're going to clean it. And I'm grabbing it right now. What we're going to do is we're going to use a Clorox wipe to be able to clean these. So we're going to get this Clorox wipe thoroughly clean. And we're going to also clean the whole drive as well. So as you can tell, the whole drive is just completely dirty and dusty. And we want to make sure that there's no dust around it. So I'm going to even take the small little middle piece, clean that up. And then now I'm going to go around the whole drive, cleaning it all the way up. I'm going to take this, kind of be careful around the laser. I'm just going to clean it up just a little bit, kind of just take the Clorox wipe, clean off some of the dust off the laser, spin the motor around. And yeah, this is what we're doing. So now let's take this. We're going to clean the rubber on the top chassis to make sure that the entire top chassis is clean. Then also what I'm going to do too is I'm going to take my air compressor and I'll show you guys here in a quick second. Here's my air compressor. I'm going to take this and I'm going to blow the top chassis. I'm not going to blow this because you could blow out the laser by pressing that. All right, so now what we're going to do is take a little cloth towel, kind of just go back and forth. It also is always good to kind of just go in here and press this in, press this out, get the gears used to move it again. Kind of just go in and out just a little bit. As you can see, this piece will pop out. As you can see, there's a piece right here. Now this connects all the way to your motor. And if that pops out, you just want to pop it back in from the circle. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Kind of just smooth that up. As you can see, my thumb is kind of pressing it up just a little bit. And I'm going to get it in there just like that. And now we can be able to put our rollers back in. So I'm going to dry off the rollers. Make sure this is all the way front and center, ready for the rollers. So I'm going to start with one roller. I'm going to dry it off like so. Okay, that roller's clean. Take our other roller, dry it off. Gotta dry off around the lips and everything. And now when it comes to the laser, I'm going to take my shirt. Always trust the fabric of the shirt to clean the laser. So that's clean. Sorry. Now what we're going to do is take our roller, make sure the wide side is facing that way when it's over here so it can fit into the slot. I'm going to take our, before we even press this down, I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put the wide side of this one facing the opposite way. And now I'm going to press them both down. And now, as you can see, we turn it. Should be able to turn flawlessly like that. And do that a couple times just to make sure everything is good. Now, if this doesn't fix your issue, if this doesn't resolve it as far as once you put this back together, you may need new rollers if it's still ejecting very, very, very slow. And also always make sure your top chassis is clean and make sure it's level. As you can see, this one is level. I'm trying to look at the camera at the same time to make sure you guys can see it. Make sure it's not bent out of place, because sometimes what will happen is it will get dropped and this top chassis will pop up at an angle. And if this is at an angle, it's not going to get a good grip when it's ejecting or when it's inserting. So make sure it's completely flat like this. And that should be able to get it up and working again. So now what we're going to do, so I'm just going to go around here a little bit, get a little bit of this extra dust from around the way. And now what we're going to do is just put it back together, put the drive back together. And we're going to make sure that this did resolve our issue. So let's put our 3 screws back in place. So now it's time for the moment of truth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my power cord like so, pop it in the back. And remember, when it's at this angle, the disc got to go upside down. So I'm going to make sure first I press this button to make sure the eject button does work. And if it doesn't work, then what I would do is I would press this button down, take out the ribbon, pop it back in, and make sure that that eject does work. Now the disc is kind of jacked up, but let's see if it'll go in. Now I'm going to eject it and see if it ejects. Okay, so it ejected way better. It took 10 to 15 tries last time. And you can hear it spinning up. Yeah, it wasn't able to do that at first at all. Now I'm even going to try a different disc. I'm going to try one of my personal discs. Pop it in there. And as you can see, it popped out, no issues. All right, that's it for today's video on this game console that had a insert and eject issue. Now it was popping out that disc 100% fine, and this console was successfully repaired. Now, like I said, if it still doesn't work after this, you might have to replace your top rollers, and always make sure that top chassis is flat and level. And if you still are having any continued issues, feel free to let me know down in the comments on what issues you're currently experiencing. Or also you can send in your repair to us. Just reach out to us. We can organize your repair. You can bring it into us, or you can ship it into us, whatever works best for you. But besides that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please make sure you go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See ya.